as if you were sucked into a black hole, but I'd still spend my days dreaming about you, dreaming about you. Tell me how to stop dreaming about you. Girl, are you a cancer? 'Cause you make me cry when we kiss or dance in the sky. We're dancing in the sky, the sky. I hope you play this song someday and think of Earth Girl who loves Space Girl. I hope you play this song someday and think of Earth Girl who loves Space Girl.
Hey, it's Jay joining you for another one of the Currents virtual sessions. And today we're joined by Frances Forever, and we have been loving playing Space Girl. It's a song that went viral, is a huge sensation right now. And so we do have that song for you performed live. Also, a couple other songs, including a cover. So that's on the way. But let's check in with Frances. How are you? How is life?
I'm doing good. I'm a senior in college right now, so balancing music and school has been interesting. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a wild ride.
That is, I imagine, something that's kind of tricky because it is, COVID and the pandemic and how different school is that way. And on top of that, trying to deal with the challenges of writing and recording music. Are you writing and recording music right now as well?
Yeah, my producer is in town with me, so we've been working on a bunch of stuff, and I'm really excited for people to hear what we've been working on. And yeah, I've just been trying to be as creative as possible while also doing school and dealing with the pandemic.
That is kind of wild to try and balance those things. It's so interesting to me because so many artists, so many musicians that I talk to are sort of dealing with the come down of, being on tour constantly, having that life on the road, and then the pandemic hit and that cut everything off immediately, and they went home and suddenly found themselves with a lot more time to spend with family, but also to sit and kind of reflect on their career and, where they want it to go. And it almost seems like you can kind of come at it in a different way because you've been in school. But how has the pandemic sort of changed things up for you?
Yeah, this whole like couple months have been a whirlwind, so it's been nice to sort of do everything from my apartment, like from my room, because I imagine I would be like traveling a bunch if I was like in non-pandemic world, getting signed to a label and having all this stuff happen. And I am a little disappointed that I have to wait a while to go touring because that's what I'm really looking forward to. But it'll happen eventually. But yeah, it's been almost nice to have that break of being able to finish school while everything's kind of settled down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and I should say congratulations. Yes, you did get signed to Sub Pop, which is huge. What a big deal. But there's also the idea of, you were an independent musician, releasing music on your own, sort of doing it at your own time frame and time scale. And now you've got a label, and they're going to be sort of figuring all that stuff out for you. So, is that something good? Is that welcome, or are you more of a control person? You want to be on top of that stuff?
Yeah, I love having deadlines. As someone with ADHD, time management is not my strong suit. So it's definitely nice to have somebody sort of pushing me, prodding me in the right direction. But with Mom and Pop, they've been really open to like me having a lot of the creative control and me having a lot of the timing control. So if I do need to like spend more time on stuff, then they're like willing to not like burn me out, like I guess bigger labels would. So that's definitely a nice thing of being signed to like a smaller indie label is that they really like care for their artists individually.
Well, and that's just kind of nice to have somebody, looking out for you and taking care of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've got this cover that we're going to listen to a little bit later. And I was wondering, so many artists in this past year have recorded covers, and maybe that's just to, push yourself out of your normal zone of songwriting and try something completely different, or, maybe it's nostalgia. But do you have a philosophy behind covers?
Yeah, I used to have like a cover channel on YouTube, and what I sort of figured out was that the best thing to do is to like make the cover as different from the original as possible and more like your own like style of music. And that's what I enjoy the most is like taking a song that I love and like changing some melodies or changing like what the instrument is that I'm playing and making it sound like a little different. And that's what I like to do, especially with Me Up Buttercup. I've been playing that for years, and I feel like I've definitely like sort of made that my own sound, my own version of it. So I really love that song.
It's such a good sing along song. Just bring all the people together. Well, I'm
Yes.
looking forward to
Yeah.
that. But let's go back to the beginning. Let's get to know you. Do you come from a musical family? What's kind of your background?
Yeah, I like as long as I can remember have been surrounded by music. My dad actually like collects instruments around the world. So when I was little, he'd be like playing bagpipes around the house. And he's definitely like a music theory junkie and would like teach me a bunch of stuff. And I've been like taking piano lessons since I was like 6 or 7, and was in like children's choirs for a really long time. So I've definitely grown up with music like all around me, and it's sort of like a language that I've kind of become fluent in, and it's definitely a huge comfort in my life.
Yeah, that's very beautiful. I also just love that your dad's going around place and he's like, "What instrument am I going to get? What's the weirdest instrument that your dad has collected?"
Ooh. Um, I don't know if this is the weirdest one, but right now he's playing the oud. I think it's
I'm not
a
familiar.
Turkish instrument, maybe? I don't know. I don't want to get that wrong, but it's kind of like pear-shaped a little bit, and then it has the same like strings as like the same number of strings as a guitar, but like every string is doubled, so it sounds like more full, I guess. And I think it was like one of the first like stringed instruments ever. But it's really cool. It's it's a sick instrument.
Yeah. I love that. So are you just
Yeah.
dabbling in all the instruments all the time?
I don't have as many. I have like ukulele, guitar. I played drums for like a hot second, like for a year. And then I sold my drum set to get an electric guitar. and of course like piano. And I actually bought something called a guitarlele, which is like a ukulele but with six strings. So
Ooh,
it's a little different. Yeah, it's
that's
I like
awesome.
buying stuff. Yeah.
So now are you gonna keep your dad's legacy going just wherever you go? Just pick up whatever instrument looks strange and intriguing?
Yeah, I've kind of been wanting to get into like the saxophone or like the trumpet. I feel like that's the sort of class of instruments I haven't touched at all. And I think that that would be really fun to learn how to do.
That's I'm a sucker. If there's any horn on any song, I instantly am already in love with it.
Me too,
So,
me
I mean,
too.
no pressure, but that's a fantastic move. Well, is there a band or is there an artist that when you were younger, surrounded by music, but you saw someone and you said, "Oh, that's what I should be doing. That could be me."
Yeah, I've always been really inspired by Taylor Swift. She's on my wall over here. The image is mirrored, so I keep pointing the wrong way. Um, but yeah, she's like an incredible songwriter, and she was like the person to sort of get me into like, oh, I can like also write songs. And I think the first time I saw a band live, I think it was one of my first concerts too, where I was just super blown away, was Paramore. And I was all the way up in the nosebleeds, and I still was sort of like taken away, and I was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to be on the stage. It looks really fun and amazing. Yeah.
So, since you're looking forward to that big stage show, have you been practicing? Do you have your like Haley Paramore uh, vibe that you're going to be busting out as soon as we can see you live on stage?
I'm working on it. Haven't quite. I think like stage presence is something that I definitely have to work on. Before the pandemic, I was just playing like basement shows, which are very cramped. Not a lot of room to wiggle and dance around. And I would also like always be playing the keyboard like while I was playing music with my band. But yeah, for tour, I definitely want to like yeah like just take the mic off the stand and run around the stage. Yeah, I have some bangers coming, and I can't wait to play them on stage. It's gonna be really
Uh,
fun.
I'm so desperate for a live show that I am just waiting for everyone to get back on tour so we can all go and you can dance on stage, I can dance in the audience, we can all have a
Yeah,
lovely time.
I have
Well, speak.
oh I have a virtual show actually on March 25th, opening for Peach Pit on Bandsintown. So that'll be a fun show. I'm playing with like an actual band, so it'll
Ooh, so
be
we get like a
not quite the
tease.
same. Yeah, yeah, without an audience. Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that you've got some bangers on the way, and I read in an interview with you that you like sad songs, but you like them to sound happy, and
Mm.
kind of like the sad bangers. And because I also enjoy dancing while crying. That's the ultimate if a song can do that. So
Hmm.
I was curious what your ultimate sad banger is. Like, what do you put on when you need to cry, but you also need to dance it out?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, I feel like Caroline Polachek, "So Hot You're Hurting My Feelings," is kind of my yeah my sad banger because like you can dance to it and you can also just be like cry on the dance floor. Yeah, just start crying to that song.
Perfect choice. Perfect choice. So we do have some recorded songs that you can enjoy part of the current virtual session, and one of those is your big hit, the the viral sensation, I should say, Space Girl, and I've been playing it, loving it. But I was talking with a friend the other day because there's lots of talk about space and Mars, and I want to know if you could have the choice and somebody offered you the opportunity to go to space, would you?
So space actually terrifies me. I think it's just yeah I don't know, just like watching movies about space and yeah, learning about what happens in space just kind of makes me very scared. But I think
I feel
going
you.
to
I would be the
another,
girl that they would send to try and fix something, and I'd be like, guys, I'm inexperienced, I don't really know where the things are, and they'd be like, oh, just go out there, it's easy, and then meteor would come and I'm lost.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I picture.
and like black holes, like no, absolutely not. Yeah,
That's why we can have lovely songs about space and intergalactic love, but
yeah,
I'm
it's
putting
all
a
made up.
pause on it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for making some time, Francis, and for chatting with us. And yeah, I just wish you the best of luck with the rest of the school year, and we look forward to hearing some more new music from you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. How many times have I cried inside my car? My car. How many times have you made me cry and want to die inside my car? My car. What if I got in an accident? Would you have to pay my rent? My rent. Can the cops see in my head? Can they see what you said affecting my death? Oh, my death. How many times have I tried to heal the scar? Heal the scar. How many times have you cut a hole inside my heart? My heart. I didn't know that you were just the start. You and your click like tearing me apart. Limb from limb, head to toe. 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 How many times have I cried inside my car? Limb from limb, head to toe. How many times have you made me cry and want to die inside my car? Limb from limb, head to toe. Woohoo! What did build me up? Buttercup, baby, just to let me down and mess me around. And worst of all, you never call, baby, when you say you will. But I love you still, I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. So build me up, Buttercup, don't break my heart. I'll be over at 10. You told me time and again, but you're late. I wait around and I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. So build me up, oh buttercup, don't break my heart. To you I'm a toy, but I could be the boy you adore if you just let me know. Although it's untrue, I'm attracted to you all the more. Why do I need you so? Hey, baby, baby, trying to find a little time. I'll make you mine. I'll be home, I'll be beside the phone, waiting for you. Ooh, 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 I do. You build me up, ooh, buttercup, just to let me down and mess me around. And worst of all, you never call, baby, when you say you will. But I love you still. I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. Ooh, build me up, buttercup, don't break my heart. I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I have from the start. So build me up, oh buttercup, don't break my heart. Wish I could cut my brain up in little tiny pieces, stitch them back together. I could be someone whose mind is fine. I'm alright. I'm fine. Water in my eyes too many times on the weekend. Got a lot of thoughts that I can't even tell my best friend. I try not to cry. I got no idea where I am, and I got no idea of where I'm going. I don't deserve the love that I'm getting, and I don't preserve the love that I got. I wish I could give you all the love you gave to me. Wish we could be back in that tree. Frankenstein wannabe. Don't got one original thought inside my head. Don't be alone with myself, even going to bed. My pieces are made of other people's pieces. My frontal lobe is from some Russian acrobat. My hippocampus is, I can't remember, a cup of this and a pinch of that. My cerebellum is from a girl named Sarah, but the only part of me that's from me is the part that knows how to write songs. I got no idea where I am, and I got no idea of where I'm going. I don't deserve the love that I'm getting, and I don't preserve the love that I got. I wish I could give you all the love you gave to me. Wish we could be back in that tree. fine, wanna be. Do, 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 do. Everything is fine, I'm alright. Do, 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 do. Everything is fine.
And Frances, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for watching, and stick around for our next virtual session.